Alrighty, so putting the 4200 in the Volvo, I made the intake here out of a cast 2JZ manifold, and then I made the runners. But what that did was interrupt where my alternator needed to go. So I'm working on a bracket for the alternator relocation, and that's all 3D printed parts, so let's get into that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have been working on making an alternator mount for the 4200 in the Volvo. So my thought on it was to not use the factory 4200 alternator, and I wanted to use an LS alternator. So I have LS alternators, but one's mounted on this truck. I didn't feel like pulling this apart to pull the alternator off of it or getting another alternator. So I've been using the 3D printer a lot lately. I ended up finding an LS alternator on grabcad.com, and this thing was just up for download. So I downloaded this, and now I have an alternator for mock-up. So I printed this thing. I just leveled the back portion of it on the bed in the slicer program before I printed it. I didn't really need the back part of it. I'm not worried about clearance or anything on the back of it. I was really concerned about having the mounting holes and the pulley. So that's exactly what I got, and now I can mock some stuff up with the mounting holes and then run the belt. So I was able to get that thing done. I started by basically replicating the tensioner pulley, some of these measurements. So I drew this up in FreeCAD, and my plan was to basically use the same mounting point. There's some upper holes and some lower holes. So then I printed this piece just to test the mounting, and it went on there okay. I did end up having to trim some of it off the backside, which this is really nice because this piece probably cost 30 cents to print it, and I was able to bolt it up and then realize it didn't fit. And then I was just using the oscillating tool to kind of trim where I needed to get it to fit. But then after I mocked this up, I realized I didn't really like how this looked. Oh, here's what that piece looks like test fitted on the motor, and I'm just using a spare motor that I have sitting by the wall. So there was a few issues with this one. The bolt holes all lined up pretty good. I didn't have enough length on here, so I ended up cracking the piece, but I guess that's good to find out that kind of stuff on a 3D printed part instead of a regular piece or bending a metal piece. I also realized I didn't really like this location. I didn't factor in the rear depth for the coolant hose, so I ended up having to trim that, and there's some ribbing inside here. There's like some little webbing that comes down, and I didn't account for that, so I had to trim this part when I was test fitting it. But once I realized all that stuff, I kind of didn't really like this spot at all. So then I just decided to forget using these top holes. There's four holes down here, and just decided to make it completely off of this lower section. So I decided to draw this up, and I started by just using some graphing paper, and then I laid this over the paper over the holes, and then kind of scuffed over the top of it with a pencil so I could see the outline of all the holes, and that gave me a pretty good starting point for where the holes needed to be. And then using the alternator dimensions was able to draw these pieces. And I just took a measurement of like the outer diameter of the alternator here, actually flipped it over on the back side, and then made a center point. Drew a couple lines so I could figure out where the center was, and then made a circle that was able to cut these sections out and go around the alternator. The bolt holes were pretty easy to get the distance from, and it actually ended up lining up pretty nice. So that's what it looks like with the alternator bolted in, and I really like that location. It's nice and down out of the way, and I think that bracket works pretty good. Like I said, I wasn't too worried about the rear end clearance. I didn't print the back of it. The next thing I wanted to do was make sure that the pulley is actually in the right spot and at the right angle and everything. So just visually looking at this, I could tell it was a little bit too far back. So I just ran a straight edge down the front angle of the pulley, or the front face of the pulley, to the front face of the pulley here. And there's actually a little bit of a gap there. So I wanted to run the whole bracket a little bit farther forward, and then I also did some markings for where the idler pulley is going to go. So there is this little pocket open in here that has a nice little area. So I went back to the computer and then ran this bracket a little bit farther forward, and then added an idler provision. And that's what we see right here on this piece. I printed it on some shiny silver metallic filament, so it actually kind of looks like aluminum. Idler provision there, and I just kind of modeled it off of what the factory idler looked like. This I actually printed in two separate pieces because I just wanted to lay this flat, print the top section, and then I laid this flat and printed the bottom section. Otherwise it was going to add like an extra 6 or 8 hours for printing the supports that were needed for it. So saved a little bit of time doing that. I haven't test fitted this yet, so let's try that. I did test fit the idler, and that goes on there perfect. It even holds it snug enough that it doesn't fall off. But I can still pull it on, pull it off. So the measurement came out like perfect on that. And then it's hard to see inside there, but it even printed the threads. So I modeled that as an M10 hole with threads. So it's about an M10 1.5. The 3D printer makes everything a little bit tighter. So it's snug getting in there, but it's pretty cool that it will actually print the threads inside that hole. Let's mock this up and test fit it. So I made these a little bit closer because this was a little bit over 2 inches on the other one. So I brought these down to 2 inches and then shifted this whole front section forward about 5 millimeters. I think it was 5 millimeters. And then added that. So we'll see how this fits. All right, so let's test fit this piece and see how it works. These holes are a little tight. The 3D printer always kind of makes everything, I think it's just squeezing the plastic out, so it makes all the holes a little bit tighter. The holes in the back here, I opened up to 11 millimeters. So these end up falling right through, but these are printed like right at, slightly above the diameter of the bolt, and they're a little bit tight, so I gotta kind of work those through carefully. But I think for the actual drawing, I would size them back down to the normal size. But I think 11 would probably end up being okay. So this drawing also, somehow on this hole, it ended up dropping down. I had the wrong measurement on there. So the first one that I did was good, and then the second one, somehow I ended up putting the wrong dimension on the position of this hole. I had it like 5 millimeters shorter than where it should have been. So hopefully this one fits properly. I also had to shave off some of the top of here, so I lowered this whole top section by 5 millimeters. You can see how it comes down there and then comes across, instead of this one is flat all the way across and then steps down here, because there's a little part of the block that it was hitting. So hopefully, if I did all that stuff right, then this will turn out okay. We'll see how this goes in. Yeah, look at that. I'm not gonna tweak them too tight. This is just like a 5% infill on here, so it's not a very strong piece. But I'll check this hole. So that one threads in good. That one threads in good. So all the holes are lined up in the right spot, all 4 of the holes. This little bump out on the back side also fits in there good. So I had this come out and kind of fill this cavity a little bit, and it's tapered in on the back side, so I don't have to worry about it hitting on the back. So let's mock up the alternator. I did tighten up these, like I said. They were a little bit oversized on the black one. There's some play in there. So these I put at exactly 2 inches, and there's no play in there now. I should probably oversize these a little bit, so I don't have to worry about cracking the model, but hey, it's a 3D printed part, right? So I don't have to worry too much about it. And I didn't really print it very strong. Like I said, I did a really light infill and printed it on a pretty fast setting, so it isn't really the strongest piece, but just for mock-up. Yeah, like I said, I didn't resize these holes. I resized the ones for the back plate, but never resized these, just to get it to fit easier. Alright, so that's how that looks. Throw the idler on, and then I'll get the washer for that thing. And this piece does have threads on the inside of it, so we'll see how that goes. I think I'm just going to do this one by hand. It's just amazing to me that this thing can actually print threads somewhat accurately. Alright, so now if I take this and run it on the factory location alternator pulley. And then run it across here. It actually rubs right across on the front of the mock-up alternator. So that's pretty cool. Put the angle finder on it, shows about 86.5. 86.6, 86.5. So engine is sagging a little bit forward, so it's not perfectly vertical. I think that's a good position now. And that's kind of what it would look like from the backside. If I look at where the belt would go, everything lines up pretty good. I don't have a belt right now to throw on it and test it, but I think that all works pretty good. This is going to be eliminating the AC location. It'll still have the factory power steering pump location and tensioner over on that side. Alright, so I actually mocked this up with some tape just to look at the belt path and realized I don't even need that bottom tensioner. So, did spend a little bit of time on that, maybe for no reason. End up putting a grooved idler up here you would need, and then you could run the belt that way and still use the factory tensioner and power steering pump. I do believe, though, there is a use for that idler there if you were to route the belt a different way. I'm sure there's a different way that you could route it to benefit from an idler there, but this setup wouldn't actually even need that. I suppose you could run it like that, you just wouldn't get very much use out of the tensioner over there. You could probably do something like this and tension it with the alternator if you wanted to run it around there like that, and that would tension your belt, push the alternator down, slide the bolt in. So I suppose that would work, but I think this is the method that makes the most sense. You'd get good use out of the tensioner, still have good wrap on everything. Don't have to use that idler, but there is a provision there, I guess, if you needed it. But what that does now is opens up the door for me to simplify this design a little bit. Going from a 3D printed model to an actual aluminum model, I would have to have someone machine it. So I don't know who or where or when I would be able to do that yet. But with the rest of the way that this is designed, it's essentially just 3 flat pieces. So a couple people that I showed this to already mentioned send cut send, that I would be able to make this into like 3 separate pieces, cut it out because they're all flat that way, and then just weld it together. So that may be an option, and maybe I can look into how I can actually make this into 3 weldable pieces. So it would be kind of cool if I could design it in a way that maybe there was like some notches or something that it would fit together with the notches and then be able to weld it all. That might be kind of cool. Alright, so here's the test fit with it on the car. I just have the bolts kind of in there by hand, and I do have a lot of clearance all the way around everything, and it'll clear where the intake is going. Very nice. So I'm happy with how this turned out. There's a shot from underneath, so do have plenty of room. Clears the framework, a lot of room in front and back of the alternator. So that's looking pretty good. I'll have that there for mock-up. I'll at least like be able to run wires or move stuff around it. And now I just need to work on figuring out how I'm going to get that thing made out of metal. So I'll maybe send cut send, or maybe I can find somewhere that can do it. Wouldn't be too bad. I have the file. I should be able to just send the file somewhere and have someone make it.